April 29, 2023, Marcus Giovanni here. You know, I contacted Newsmax a couple years ago, and they sent me to some other guy, and I knew when they didn't send me to Christopher Ruddy that I was going to go to somebody that had no bearing on anything that they think he's worth. And so in order to prove that, based off algorithms a few years ago, so that I could approach Christopher Ruddy again of Newsmax, that the IT people that they have, that they introduced me to, didn't know dick. And he knew that if he went and told Christopher Ruddy about me, they wouldn't need him. They wouldn't need half the people they have working for him. And here's my point, right here. Look. And then we got hit by some trolls. We know who they were. We had 17 channels. We lost 3,000 plus videos and over 12 years worth of content down the fucking drain. But we were, when you get hit for 17 channels that were strategically hit by individuals that we know who they were, I wouldn't want to be in their life right now, because in the digital world I'm talking, and this ain't threats. Sometimes, people take things out of content, but you can't bullshit on the internet anymore. Here's 2 years. See, the internet changed in 2000, like I told everybody. But the powers that be, ABC, CBS, NBC, Newsmax, and Tucker Carlson, fucking Tucker Carlson don't know dick. All he is a tuck. That's why he got fired, and there's going to be more firings coming. And then when the shareholders finally get a realize of what's coming, it's going to be too late. So when they wake up, the fucking market's going to just tank. No one's going to buy their advertising because you can't be node connected. You have to have, not just people, false accusations. And I got a block lined up for that, for those worthless people, man. And so when you think about that, that don't work anymore. It works in the mortal world. They can go tell anybody anything about anything. And it's just amazing how law enforcement will gobble it all up, especially if you're a hot-looking chick. Okay, so hot dudes and all that don't have nothing over police. They can't. I've never seen it. I'm not a hot dude, but I've seen where police have actually, mama cuddled damsels in distress. And if the chick's hot, especially if it's domestic violence where they're accusing and they're the ones that start it, and they get those save-a-hoes, police officers that, or never had a girl in their life, and this is the first girl that's really crying to him and paying attention to him, so he's fallen in love secretly, and now he's going to go slay the dragon. So I can line up the worthless cops in my whole entire life, man. And they wouldn't even get a job as security job at fucking Walmart if their superiors knew what type of police they really truly are. And now we can take I can take every single police record or report on me, and then pattern match them to other cases that they've done this to other people, because they don't just do it to one person. They've done it to many people. And I follow the careers of certain people, and I just watch, man. And you can pull content down from the cloud because it's stored. Here it is. So when you click on these, some of the videos won't be available, because when I knew what was happening, I was able to cancel some of the videos. So the videos are still there. Isn't that cool? It's still there, and so where I have them embedded, the content's still worth it, because I knew that was going to come. I knew it. And we fought it. We won. We still lost our videos, but we've gone next level. And because we fought, because we do this, we've gone next level. And when you take a look at the timelines of everything that's going on in the world, man, you know what I mean? And then you say, well, Donald Trump, Marcus Giovanni show, boom, the end. Fighting for recusal. Father's rights advocate, Marcus Giovanni versus Magistrate Karen Huber. Do you know how many children's lives that she's fucked Do you know how many fathers' lives she's fucked? Do you know how many women's lives she's fucked? Anybody that tries to stand up against her, she was my attorney's, she was my ex's old attorney who became a magistrate judge just to come after me. Finish what Elizabeth Lay started. And see, these are some sexually frustrated women, in my opinion. I'm not a doctor. I'm just going by with what I've seen with my mom and other women going through menopause and their hate for men secretly, and they hate men that really fight for their kids because it goes against all her training of being able to save the hoes and save the mommies, and it's not all the moms. It's just the ones that Karen Hubler and Denver Health and Human Services, Monica Jackson. You know what these two did? In 2011, I ran for mayor of Denver so I could expose these freaks. And I even told them, because I'm not one to hold back words, I'm going to be mayor, and I'm going to expose you two, your whole entire criminal organization of taking kids from families. I'm going to end up telling all the city council all about you. Well, guess what? They, Elizabeth Lay, she's now a probate judge, worthless woman, man. Worthless. Talk about, you should have heard her, the way she talked to me. I've never heard any judge talk to anybody the way she talked to me, and I had an aneurysm and I had a temperature of like 102. I'll never forget that. And her court, her clerk told me when I called and told them I was really sick and that I had they know I had the aneurysm. They have all my reports. They got everything about me. And they said, if you don't come in here, just the way they talk to me. But see, it's all digitalized now. And so Karen Hubler, man, she might be able to fool all you people, but she didn't fool me. And all the people she believed, she called me the epitome of slippery. And I realized with these people that it's always the opposite. So if you stand up for yourself, you're the epitome of slippery. If you are trying to protect your children, you're the epitome of slippery. Because they have nothing else to go by, because the people they're listening to have fucked their minds. And the Denver Health and Human Services has coached some of these women and men to devastating circumstances for children. And my children I can use as models to what happened from when I homeschooled to when I was court ordered, after they took my kids away from me for 6 months. And this is in their informative years. My kids were 4, 6, and 8. Or maybe it was 3, 5, and 7. But nevertheless, we were homeschooling them. And then my ex got this thing up her ass. And they took my kids from me, all off false accusations, man. Oh, let's just keep throwing it. Oh, yeah, let's just throw it on there. See if we can get some money. And that's what I've noticed about people that say shit about me. They always want something. See, I confuse want and need. See, when people want something, they call the other guy. When they need something, they call me. When they need something, they call me. When they want something, they call the other guy. And so I get in relationships with people, men, women, not sexually. I'm just talking relationships. And I get confused because I have ADHD and I take everybody at face value, that they're kind, gentle, and they're going to treat me with respect and not steal my shit or cause me any harm. And so I go in as a little lamb. A little baby lamb, like, hi everybody, I'm Mark Andrew Nelson Giavanni, aka Marcus Giovanni. I'm gonna be your friend. And they're like, do you want me to make you some dinner? Do you want me to do something for you? But see, I found them because they approached me. I never approach people to be friends. Okay? People approach me because it's more safer that way. Because usually when you approach, even when people approach you and then you go into their circle of friends, you're fucked. See, I don't join circle of friends no more. Never. That's my red flag is saying, man. These people are tighter than a tit on a boar, man. So you got to realize that you're the new one. You're going to be the new one that don't know any of the skeleton keys, nothing in those fucking people's lives. And then you find out that they're all fucked up on drugs. You find out that they're fucking doing devious things, and you find out that they're just fucking bad people. And they wanted something, whether it's sex, whether it's money, whether they want something done, their car fixed, or whatever it is. Their kids watched, whatever it is. Building a fence, building a pool, doing a roof. I've heard all the stories, folks. I've heard grown men cry to me outside the courtroom because I was there for them. Teach them not to be combatant. They will do whatever they can do to flip your buttons so that you become what their ex, who they represent, that female, mostly female. And some girls don't even like. Look, you guys are trying to get me to fuck my baby's daddy up. I ain't doing that. And then they go on a fucking now they're the target. Now both of them are targets, and now they'll take the kid away and put it in foster care. That's what these fucking people do. Denver Health and Human Services and Denver and their whole fucking child fucking, I don't know what you call it. Everything that they're trying to protect people, they're all doing it. I know because they did it to my kids. My kids had 4.0 grade averages. They didn't even go to college because I ran for mayor and they didn't want to help my kids. I was told that. The principals at South High School, fucking worthless. All the administrators are all fucking worthless. They all smell like caca because they have each one of their noses up each one of their assholes, and then they go to the other people and everybody else and they all smell like shit. And they're damaging our fucking kids, man. Oh, and when I start telling people about this, oh, I'm the bad guy. They flip it on me. Oh, no, you're the bad guy. You were the one that did this. The FBI said you did this. So you must have done that. Why would the FBI lie about you? That was 1992, folks. Look where we're at. 92, 93, 2002, 2003. Man, the writing's on the wall, but right now I'm going to tell you this. The people they're propping up to be right now there's a battle for who's going to be the most trusted news because Fox just took it up and they $787 million. So they can bag on New York Times, they can bag on everybody else, but none of them paid $787 million to work out a deal so that they couldn't find what you guys really did, which would have sank your fucking whole network, the most trusted. And you would think they'd be all over the news, right? You would think CNN and them, they talk about it. But they're not going after them because they don't want to be sued now because that was a precedent case. Because defamation of character is so hard to prove, but now people are more apt to it. Now you're gonna go talk shit about people, you're gonna get fucking sued, and that's how it is. So with Newsmax right now, they could actually be the number one news agency, but the thing they gotta worry about is hiring the flunkies that got fired. And see, that's where their HR department would use me so that I could do some whoop-de-whoop and show them the real true asset value of the person that they're working with. And this is what I mean, look, there's not one piece of Christopher Ruddy content on here. He may be a CEO. He may own Newsmax. He may do all the work, but he doesn't produce shit in his own metaverse. Marcus Giavanni does. So for him to come out and start learning, he'd have planted his tree. I planted our tree a few years ago. And to show him, because I knew the person I was talking to wasn't going to relay my information. So, and then try to steal my shit on top of that because I watch we got alerts. So when you use my words and we have an email, see, that's where Christopher Ruddy and his assistant and the person I talked to, which I'm not going to mention their names because they're not here. But I mentioned Christopher Ruddy because that was my initial content point. And then he sent me to some other people that clearly did not want me in that organization because they knew that Christopher would say, you know what, I don't want to hurt you guys' feelings, but I'm gonna have to. I can let a majority of you go. This guy Giovanni can do everything you guys do, and it shows me. Oh, you can't believe what you see, boss. Fuck that guy. He's an old man. He's 63. That's why he can do what he does. Because you guys are all 23, 24, and 30. And he's 30 years older than most of you, 40 years. And he's got life experiences that are used as his meta tags to describe his meta description. So if you guys can't, if you never opened nightclubs and you never sang in bands or you never ran for politics or you didn't build homes or you didn't paint homes or you didn't paint movie star homes or you didn't write a book, you didn't publish music, you didn't work with other musicians, you didn't make music videos, you didn't close out the year 2000 to write a video called Gonna Go to the Super Bowl to be released on the January 27th, 2020, only to find that I'm one of the greatest athletes, most admired fathers in the entire fucking world, and his young, precious baby daughter. Though she was older, but there always are baby daughters. That's why I refer to everybody. Even when I see a 90-year-old with his 50-year-old daughter, that's your baby girl. She's just grown up now. And the kids that grew up in 2021, the class of 21, they got fucked. And when I hear that Weinberger, that piece of a human talk about she did everything she could to keep our schools open and she's the one that controls it, she's a fucking liar, man. And then when you think about all the other countries that kept their school going, their kids got a graduation. Them kids live normal. And none of the people even, oh no.